Hello everybody, so this is the 1-1 walkthrough for your homework. So the very first problem is determine the range of the following graph. So looking at this, my range is my y's, right? So the first thing that I'm going to want to click on is, do we have parentheses or brackets, or one of each? Well, they both have closed dots, so that tells me that they're both going to be brackets. So I'm going to end up clicking on this thing right here. So it should give you where you have bracket, bracket. Okay, now looking for my range, that just means what's my lowest point to my highest point. Well, the lowest that this thing goes is 0, and the highest that this thing goes is 5. So if you type this in, it should say that you are correct. Okay, so let's look at the next one. The graph y equals f of x is shown below. Find all values of x for which f of x is less than 0. So that just means where is this thing negative? So thinking about this, if you remember back to the notes, I said that if we had a graph, so something that looked like this, everything that's up on the top is positive. So anything above the x-axis, anything below the x-axis is negative. Okay, so if we're looking for things that are below the x-axis, where am I looking? Well, not this first part. I just want to know what happens in this little part right here. So, filling this out again, if it is touching 0, but it goes through 0, is that brackets or parentheses? Well, it's going to be parentheses. So I want to click on, I want to click on this last button over here. So that would give me 2 parentheses. Where is the first spot if I went all the way to the left? Well, it looks like it's at -6. Where is it furthest to the right? It's at -2. So if you type that in, that one should work. For the next one, determine the domain on which the following function is increasing. Okay, so increasing just means, hey, it's going up, okay? Decreasing means it's going downhill. So uphill, downhill. So we wanted to know what? We want to know what increasing is. So I'm looking for, where does this thing go uphill? Well, in this first side, does that count? Is that increasing? No, it's not. So I'm going to get rid of that. Don't really want to have all that. I am really just looking for this left side, or the right side. So we're going uphill from right there to there. That is increasing. So again, we're looking at which type of parenthesis are we looking for? Well, at the very bottom, does that count as increasing or decreasing? Or increasing or decreasing? Because it seems like it's hitting, like they both are. It's kind of like the very bottom, so it's not really doing either. So what we're going to click on is, we're going to say the bottom is not increasing or decreasing. So I'm going to say, okay, I have a parenthesis there. But then it's still going up for forever. So that would mean that we would still have another parenthesis. Why did I say another parenthesis? Because it is still considered to be infinity, so that doesn't have an actual number. So looking at this, my smallest number is 5, my biggest number is infinity. Okay, the last one. The function f of x is graphed below. What is true about the graph on the interval from point D to point E? So looking at this, point D is right here. Point E is right here, so I'm looking at this part right here. Well, looking at my choices, I have it's positive and increasing, it's positive and decreasing, it is negative and increasing, it is negative and decreasing. Okay, so one more time. If I am up on the top, I am positive. If I am down on the bottom, I am negative. So, we're above, right? So that means we're positive. So that means these two answers are knocked out. So we don't want either of those. This part, from D to E, am I going uphill or downhill? I'm going downhill. So that means that it is decreasing. So we should click on that second answer. Okay, so That's how you do each one of these types of problems, and then let me know if you have any questions.